Jennifer Lopez and Ben Affleck lose big time. We got to talk about this, but before we get into it, hello, my name is Sebastian, and I spill pop culture tea videos every single day. So if you're looking for a new messy best friend, you have found me. You guys, welcome back to my channel. If you are brand new, the whole vibe is like we're on a FaceTime call, and I'm so grateful and thankful to be spending Sunday with you all, girl, because listen, Sundays can sometimes be Sundaying, okay, girl? And I don't know about you, but sometimes, bitch, Sundays scare me. And also, there's a solar eclipse, and the aliens are coming in 2 days. And I'm just like, ay, Dios mío, señor, I still haven't lost the weight I needed. But you know what, girl? They're going to take us in their spaceship, then so be it, bitch. I can be their New Zealand girl of the 21st century. I don't give a damn. But listen, this week is going to be very blessed. Aliens, no alien, solar eclipse, no solar eclipse. It's going to be blessed. This week, you're going to get the best news possible. I know this week, all of your dreams are going to come true. I know this week, you're going to get the yes you've been wanting. You're going to get the no you've been wanting. You're going to get the response you've been dreaming about. This week will be your week, and I know it in my heart. It's going to be our week, girl. And that's on Beedity Bobbity Boo, okay? Listen. Oh, girl. We got to talk about Ben Affleck and Jennifer Lopez because, ay, Dios mío, señor, they're losing big time, and I don't know what to tell you. So it says here, Ben Affleck and Jennifer Lopez are giving the sale of their joint home another go, relisting their Beverly Hills mansion for $52 million with, Dios mío, señor, ¿por qué esta gente es tan ignorante? They're cutting down the price $16 million. They first put it on the market for $68 million, okay? Now it's on the market for $52 million. Back in May, sources say that Ben was motivated to sell the home, actively looking to lower the asking price. Jennifer, on the other hand, was dragging her feet, preferring to stay at the original $68 million price point. Which is so crazy. Now, just a reminder, this is the duo took out $20 million in mortgage on the 12-bedroom, 24-bathroom residence when they bought it for $60,850,000 back in May 2023. So they spent quite a lot of cash on it. Jennifer Lopez allegedly put in a bunch of money to decorate, to just kind of like fix the house. That's why supposedly she was the one who didn't want to lower the price, because she was the one who allegedly has spent the most on, just putting the house together. So let's talk about this. This is a huge, financial loss for them. Of course they have a lot of money, but now you're probably wondering, like, no wonder Jennifer Lopez is hustling like there's no tomorrow, bitch. She cannot wait for tonight. Rent is due. If you need a mortgage to pay, get a Las Vegas residency. Whoa. She didn't dream of this love for so long. Ben Affleck is not paying. I'll say this, girl. And I'll be so for real when I say, I was recently talking about this with an aunt of mine when I went to Colombia to, for my, aunt's goodbye. And I was talking to another aunt of mine, and we were talking about how, celebrities and rich people, they, especially new rich, because there's this old rich, that, the people who grew up with money, who don't really have to do a lot of these things in order to want to feel like they've accomplished. It's like this need to like impress people, and I'm up here and you're down there, darling. That's new money. That's embarrassing, right? Old money is, more modest. Like, listen, girl, let's get something together, okay? There is such thing as new money, old money, and just people who know how to spend it. Ben Affleck and Jennifer Lopez, in my opinion, are new money. This home, I'm going to blame this more on JLo, because supposedly the rumor was that Ben Affleck did not want this house, that he wanted a more homey house, a more cozy house, especially given that the kids are soon going to be flying the coop, so they were not even going to be there anymore. Now, Jennifer Lopez was allegedly the one who needed this humongous estate, $60 million estate. That's new money, girl. And you know what? That's embarrassing. Let me just tell you something, okay? You do not need 24 bathrooms, bitch, okay? I don't care how bad your IBS is. You do not need 24 bathrooms. That's something I still have not been able to get through. And the fact that they're lowering the price, girl, people barely can afford eggs. What do you mean $60 million home? Of course you're going to have to lower it, and it's probably going to keep on lowering it too. The fact that these celebrities, and I'm going to be so fair, I've met so many people in my life growing up or even now that are millionaires. I even know an actual billionaire. That's right, girl. And I have gotten to know, especially this one friend, a friend of mine who grew up with a lot of money, and they have a lot of money. I mean, I'm talking about a lot of money, but they grew up with money. And I'll tell you, the fact that they are actual like bajillionaires, I mean, I'm talking about close to probably $1 billion this family has. And they're so down to earth because it's everything that they've known, so they don't feel the need to show it off. They don't have a 24 bedroom or bathroom home. They have a huge ass fucking home, yes, but it makes sense for how many people live there. It makes sense, and just the way that they live their lives, and they're kind of known, yes, and they just live their life so just chill. And I look at them, when we're at dinner and something, I'm just like, wow. Like, you could go to Trader Joe's and buy anything you want without worrying that you're not going to have enough for your light bill. Those are sometimes the thoughts that I have, but sometimes I forget because they're so down to earth. So the whole point that I'm trying to get to is that it makes me very like angry that, JLo is in that kind of headspace where she wanted opulence, Ben Affleck wanted cozy, and they couldn't meet halfway. And I do believe that JLo was maybe majorly part of the reason why Ben and her didn't work out, according to the media reports. Obviously, I'm just talking out of my ass because I don't know these people, but I remember reading about this, and I remember it saying that Ben Affleck was telling JLo he never wanted this house, that he wanted like a family house, that he wanted a cozy house, something like Jennifer Affleck's, and Jennifer Affleck? Jennifer Garner, her house, which was like cozy, like family vibes, but JLo needed the, 17 car garage and the 400 swimming pools and all these things. So of course, if that's not your vibe, it's hard to be with someone that is their vibe. Do you know what I mean? When someone lives for creating narratives just to fit in other people's opinions and to seem so elegant and so fabulous, then you're not really living for you, you're living for the opinions of others, and that is very sad, in my opinion. I think that you shouldn't give a damn what people think. Growing up, that's all I thought about. How can I, I want to do this to fit in, and I want to do that. I'll tell you this really quick story time. When I was super, super young, when I had no business dating anybody, I was dating this guy, and he was older than me, and I was, just coming out of high school, basically, and he was older than me, and he had his life really together. And I just remember him and I being so different, and me doing and saying things and even lying to impress him because I wanted him to like me so much. And his friends, I wanted them to like me. And I would do things that went against who I am. And I would hurt people around me because I was telling them that they had to act differently when we were with them. And I just felt like it was just such a, I was going out of my way to impress. When in reality, you don't have to do that shit. I do believe in dress to impress when you're going to like an office, you're like a, like a job interview or whatever. Yeah, you gotta put out your best, honey, but don't live above your means just to impress people. That's just sad. It's like here in Los Angeles, girl, so many people are living in studio apartments. So many people are living with like 6 roommates just to have that they can pay the lease on the Tesla. Like, it's just so dumb. I'm like, live for you, don't live for anybody else. That's why, like me, I have wonderful friends that I love with all my heart that are, in the business, in the entertainment business, or they're, doing what I do, and they're, a lot above me, more successful than me, and I'm just me. I don't pretend to be no one because I've been there, done that, and the only one that got hurt at the end was me because I got caught lying, because I got caught living above my means, because I drowned, basically. So I just think it's really sad that allegedly Jennifer Lopez chose the life of glamour and of fancy and opulence and just to impress people rather than, just meeting halfway and being with Ben and just living a more simple life. But that's just the rumor, so of course we can. But I'm never, especially at that age, I would never choose a $60 million mansion rather than, a nice house in Brentwood that is still beautiful and big, but it's just smaller, cozier, and just more modest. So that's just me. I'd rather be warm at night with a man behind me spooning me than an empty ass fucking huge mansion with 24 bathrooms having to clean it with Clorox and Fabuloso every fucking day. No thank you, boo. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear from you guys. Thank you so much for watching. I know that this week is going to be very blessed, so don't give up. Don't lose faith. You got this. We got this. And it's going to be fabulous. Beadity boppity boo, girl.